Okay, so this video might be a quick one, but I did get some recommendations to cover this event because of a sort of slippery reptile, and I think I'm more interested in the actual matches than the event itself, and I know you guys like that crazy lucha shit, so let's get to our first match. Our first match will be a trios match involving AAA and our star of the video, El Unico y Unico, Mr. Iguana, teaming with Aerostar and Octagon Jr. And of course, Iguana's lovely iguana friend, La Yesca, in his corner, and they will be taking on WWE's Dragon Lee and Cruz del Toro of the Latino World Order, and making his return to the WWE for the first time in almost 4 years, Lince Dorado. Dom's Godfather is also on commentary, as I get to hear Conan speak, which is always hilarious. Octagon Jr. and Cruz del Toro will start off tonight's event with a show of respect. Cruz sends Octagon down, Octagon then knees up onto Toro's chest and gets a 2 count. Toro misses a leg drop, Octagon gets lifted up off the backside. Both men try to arm drag each other and exchange pinfalls before the stare down. Mr. Iguana and Lince get tagged into a thunderous ovation. Lince with the arm drag and the handspring, Iguana is upset that he's bald. Lince tries to give a handshake, but Iguana then tries to lick his hand. After the leapfrog, he gets chopped dead in Mexico. Iguana with the backspring and the tilt-a-whirl Hurricane Rana before he points to La Yesca. La Yesca gets tagged in, I guess, and starts talking shit to Lince. Dorado tries to chop, but La Yesca bites him, and then Iguana starts tilt-a-whirling Dorado all around the ring. Lince catches him and pops him over for another arm drag. Iguana takes him down, and La Yesca pins Dorado for the 2. The ref tosses La Yesca back to Iguana, and he head springs, where Dorado then pats his bald-ass head to the crowd chanting his name. Iguana and Lince then tag out to Aerostar and Dragon Lee, and they show some respect as well before they start taking each other to school with the Hurricane Ranas. Aerostar pops over Dragon on the apron, but Lee gets a big kick to the face. Aerostar stops him in his tracks with the Enziguri and hits the Tornillo for the 2 count. Aerostar gets popped up into the corner and super kick, Dragon gets sent to the floor, and we see a double Iguana Rana and a double Iguana Suicida, followed by a Tope Suicida from Aerostar onto Dragon Lee. Good lord, yeah, why didn't I watch this match sooner? This is great. Aerostar climbs the top and gets a saluting headbutt counter before Del Toro can get the tag. But he then moonsaults on the Aerostar and tags in Lince, where he hits a splash for the 2. Dorado then tries to recover with the backstabber, but Aerostar ain't done. Iguana and Del Toro get the hot tags and exchange some chops. Del Toro avoids the corner, rolls off the top rope, and hits a basement dropkick, followed by the rolling La Magistral for the 2. Iguana avoids the suplex and hits the twisting falling bulldog before he tags in La Yesca. Lince grabs La Yesca.
Walking the ropes with ease.
Lince is pissed and starts stomping out La Yesca, and hits the standing Spanish fly on her to absolute disgust from the crowd. She had a family, damn it. Mr. Iguana is super pissed off now, and he hits a dope Superman posing head scissors on Dorado. Iguana then whips his opponents with La Yesca, and then they start playing hot potato with her before Iguana eats a triple super kick. Lince hits a double handspring stunner on Octagon and Aerostar. Dragon Lee caves in Iguana's chest and hits a tope on Octagon. Lince with the shooting star, but Aerostar then splashes Del Toro to break up the pin. Lince lands on his feet after a corner backflip and hits an Enziguri, and then sends Octagon away with a Super Frankensteiner. Aerostar with the rolling cutter, Dragon Lee super kick, Mr. Iguana headbutt, Del Toro then finishes shit off with the tightrope dropkick. Dragon Lee jumps on Mr. Iguana off screen, Aerostar then takes a big belly flop on the Dragon Lee, Cruz del Toro then gets some crazy air and takes out everyone with the Tornillo. Octagon hits an Enziguri on the top, Octagon then hits the moonsault fallaway slam and scores the pinfall for AAA.
I'm gonna stand up and give them a standing ovation.
I agree, Conan. Match numero dos, and we have a tag team encounter as AAA's Cheek Tormenta and Dalise takes on NXT's Lola Vice and Stephanie Vaquer. And Stephanie Vaquer? I'm getting ahead of myself, I'm sorry. Stephanie Vaquer and Dalise will start off this match as Dalise holds Stephanie in like a powerbomb arm hold, and then Vaquer immediately tries to go for the Devil's Kiss, but Dalise just electric chair facebusters her into the turnbuckle. Tormenta tags in, and they hit a heart attack facebuster for the 2 count. Vaquer reverses the whip, snaps a suplex, and tags in Lola Vice, where they drop toe hold Tormenta in a 619. Vice then hits the axe kick for a 2 count. Tormenta follows up with the discus elbow and then locks in the half grab. Lola with the Hurricane Rana and a couple of gut kicks knocks Dalise into the tag. Lola then starts delivering the rapid fire kicks, and then Lola follows up by delivering some Miami Heat to both of her opponents, gives Dalise a second helping, and then only gets a 2 count. Lola belly chops Dalise, Tormenta distracts Vice, and Dalise takes advantage with the dropkick to the floor. Tormenta then lays out Vice with a lariat. Little time after, Dalise then drops Vice with a gore buster for the 2 count. Dalise tags in Sheik, Tormenta then drops Lola with a snap power slam for the kick out. Sheik with the corner uppercut tag to Dalise, who then hits a running dropkick to Vice's skull. Vice fights off her opponents, gets a titty chop, and awkwardly small packages for a 2, and then rolls for the tag into Vaquer. Vaquer with the flying crossbody. Vaquer then makes Dalise eat the feet, and then Stephanie starts waddling on Tormenta's head in the corner. Stephanie then dragon screws Dalise hung up in the corner and only scores a 2. Titty chop exchange, Stephanie hits the back suplex, Devil's Kiss is incoming, Lola then super kicks Tormenta, and we get
Kisses in stereo.
I like this. Oh, I like this.
Jokes aside, Lola with the cannonball senton onto Tormenta on the floor. Vaquer looks for the SVB. Dalise snatches Steph up for her finisher. Vaquer rolls her up for a quick 2. Super kick nailed, and then drops Dalise with the SVB backbreaker for the 3 count for WWE.
Student defeated the teacher, but the question...
Partido numero 3, and we have some more trios action. How fitting. Team WWE will be Santos Escobar, Angel, and Berto of Legado del Fantasma, taking on Triple A's El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr., Pagano, and Psycho Clown. Santos kicks away Psycho Clown's hand as he looks for the handshake, and Clown wants to eat his face. Wagner and Berto will then kick this match off. Wagner flies off Berto for a little, takes him on a ride with the Hurricane Rana. Berto gets the tag, and Angel hops over his tag team partner for a balls drop. Psycho Clown tags in and hits the top rope crossbody. Clown then pops Angel into an elbow and snaps Angel into a power slam. Gets a 1 count, then boots him in the face. Psycho Clown evades and then super kicks Berto. The Clown then gets switched into a German, and all 3 men start the standing switches. Psycho Clown then gives Los Garzas a German suplex for the 2 count. Psycho Clown then flies with a tope suicida through the turnbuckles on the Santos. Pagano gets tagged in and hits a springboard dropkick on Los Garzas. He then tries a double flapjack, but Angel never falls. I don't know what happened there, but Berto then gets tossed to the floor. Pagano then tiger feint and then clotheslines Angel to the floor. Pagano goes to dive, but Escobar moves Berto out of the way, and Pagano takes a rough bump onto the outside. Legado starts some trios combos as they all get a triple kick on Pagano's skull hung up in the ropes. Berto then covers Pagano for the kick out. Berto then does a sick back roll into a moonsault for another 2 count.
I mean, he's the type of guy that would steal your wallet and help you look for it. So are you.
Come on, man.
You just met me, Conan. Come on, let's
I
not
can
cast
tell.
aspersions
I
just
don't need
yet.
to know you long.
Pagano gets some offense, he then hits a running blockbuster, and then hits the enziguri on Escobar for the tag into Unleash Psycho Clown. Clown ducks a line and hits a big pop-up front slam. Angel eats a turnbuckle, gets a rear shot, and then a big basement dropkick, followed by the Cobra on Berto for the 2 count. Wagner gets the tag and they start exchanging titty chops with Escobar before Wagner starts fucking up Legado with a big-ass headbutt. Pagano hits a tope con Giro onto Angel, followed by his tag team partners hitting the corkscrew crossbodies onto the other members of Phantasma. The team start a trios hockey fight. Wagner gets a pump kick on Santos, and then a step-up knee into the corner. Wagner looks for some bad medicine and delivers the prescription before the pin can be broken up. Wagner hung up on the top rope. Los Garzas hit a military press from the top rope down to the canvas. Psycho Clown hits the Psycho Driver on Berto onto the apron. Angel then hits a big moonsault onto the Clown. Pagano then dives up onto Angel to complete the sequence. Nope. Wagner then jumps off the stairs and hits a cannonball senton on Escobar before Angel breaks up the pin. Psycho Clown with the sit-out powerbomb, Berto with the springboard enziguri, Pagano with the middle rope code breaker, Angel hits a running headbutt to then follow everyone out. Berto then takes a super spear into all 4 opponents as Santos Escobar turns around into the Busaiku knee. Santos then gets the kick out. Good lord. Wagner climbs up for the frog splash, Santos hits the enziguri, and then Santos hits the super rana on Wagner for the kick out. Santos looks for the Phantom Driver. Wagner then rolls Santos for 2. Santos gives the Doc a big knee. He then nails the Phantom Driver and scores the win for Legado del Fantasma and the WWE. We now move to our 4th match of the evening, and we have some championship gold on the line in a fatal 4-way. We got NXT's young OG, Javon Evans, AAA Cruiserweight Champion and TNA President Laredo Kid, WWE SmackDown's Rey Fenix, and NXT's All Ego Ethan Page, as they will compete for Ethan Page's NXT North American Championship. Everyone starts trying to whoop Page's ass to start off. Javon and Phoenix hit enzigiris. Laredo then kicks Page out of the ring. Laredo propels Javon off for the arm drag, followed by the Hurricane Rana onto Phoenix, and then a bitch slap to Page followed by a roll into the big boot from Evans. Phoenix and Evans start sizing each other up. Javon Evans then feints a punch and tries to roll up Phoenix. Phoenix gives him a big slap.
Too early.
Javon then starts firing up on Phoenix. He pops off the ropes. Phoenix then lights up his chest and hits the tightrope arm drag. Evans head springs off of Phoenix's Hurricane Rana. Ethan Page V-clips and pushes them into each other and then starts stomping out Javon. Laredo appears from nowhere with the Rana onto Page. Phoenix with his own Rana onto Laredo. Page then hits his own Rana onto Phoenix. That was awesome. Evans then hits his own springboard Rana onto Page. Evans goes to dive. Phoenix gives him a titty chop. He then spider kicks Evans in the face. Phoenix takes too long getting to the top. Laredo then takes his place and hits a moonsault onto Javon and Ethan. Phoenix spots an opening and tornillos onto everybody. Phoenix then jumps through the ropes for the DDT and scores a 2 count. Phoenix looks for the Blackfire driver. Javon stops him.
Why would you want tables in a match like this?
Laredo kicks Evans off the top, and then Laredo gets a body slam off the top onto Javon. Page then jumps and splashes onto Evans for the 2 count. Page pops Evans into the power slam, and then Phoenix breaks up the count again. Laredo with a big corner shot, and then a Michinoku driver, followed by the moonsault elbow. Laredo then gets a shot on the Page. Phoenix then nails the Essex Destroyer onto Laredo. Javon breaks up the pin. Laredo with a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. He then gets crotched onto the top in the Tree of Woe. Javon then pops off the bottom rope and hits a snap German on Ethan. Javon then clears the deck and dives on the Page over the announce table, where that Mexican OT is straight chilling. Evans climbs to the top rope and he hits a cannonball coast to coast on Laredo. Javon with the red dot enziguri, followed by the OG cutter on the Phoenix, but Page pulls his leg to stop the fall.
His championship reign just a little longer.
Oh, wait.
Page picks the bones of Phoenix, but Ray then hits a big drop kick, and then the goodbye amigo kick. Phoenix then rolls Laredo off the top and then stomps in his chest cavity. Kick combo from Phoenix onto Evans. He then drops him with the Phoenix driver for the kick out. Super kick from Laredo, double kick from Phoenix to Page as well. Page looks for Ego's Edge. Javon then sails through the skies with the springboard clothesline. Laredo and OG start fighting on the top. Javon falls off the top on the stairs. Ego's Edge incoming. Phoenix lands on the top rope and then hits the Spanish Fly before Page can be crushed. Page takes advantage and hits the Ego's Edge on Phoenix. Evans appears from the heavens and stops the pinfall. Holy shit, this match is amazing. Laredo lights up the OG, Javon hits a Superman punch, counters Twisted Grin into a super kick, and then hits the OG cutter on Laredo. Page then tosses Evans through the ropes on the Phoenix and nails Twisted Grin on Laredo to score the 3, to steal and retain the NXT North American Championship. Match number 5 and your main event of the evening. WWE's resident American hero, Chad Gable, will be competing in championship action against El Hijo del Vikingo for his AAA Mega Championship. Vikingo with some cartwheels into the armbar and he starts clapping up Gable while he's trapped. Gable says, "Alright, I'm just as good," and takes down the champ. Vikingo ties Gable up in La Guisara, or as Vikingo calls it, the Rune, into La Magistral, and then they get back into some really entertaining chain wrestling. Chad plants Vikingo with a suplex. Vikingo then catches Gable midair, tries to spin him into a black hole slam, which Gable then tries to retort into a powerbomb. Vikingo then spins out of the corner and hits the tiger kick, followed by a stiff missile dropkick off the top. Vikingo with the boot, he then gets himself tied up in the corner. He then recovers with a stunning head scissors, and then hits a Meteor Roa on Chad through the bottom rope. Vikingo then scales the top rope, tight ropes that shit, and then hits a 630 senton onto Chad Gable's fucking neck. Gable slams Vikingo into the stairs and then whips a table out from under the ring. I guess the lenient rules allow tables in normal one-on-one scenarios in AAA, if I had to guess. As Vikingo stops the German, back kicks Gable in the mouth, he then gets turned inside out with the lariat, and then the cover for the 2 in the ring. Chad leaves Vikingo out to dry on the top rope, and then boots Vikingo in the head for the kick out. Vikingo pops Gable onto the top and gives him a Texas titty chop. Gable then catches Vikingo in the armbar out of the corner. Chad dives off the top, and Vikingo hits a co-breaker for the double down. Vikingo propels himself off the ropes in a dope-ass way and nails Gable in the face. Vikingo hangs Chad up on the middle rope and then gives him a boot stomp from the top, but Chad has that American spirit, no tobacco. Vikingo with the banderas into the kick, he then hits an inside-out springboard Phoenix splash for a 2 count. Vikingo gets caught in the gory special off the handspring, he then drops Vikingo with the Niagara driver for the 2 count. Gable scales to the top and then lands on his feet off the moonsault. Gable stops the champ on the top, and then he hits Vikingo with a top rope sit-out powerbomb. Honestly thought it was a pile driver, but either way, this match ain't over. Gable gets crotched on the ropes, Vikingo drop kicks him off the top. Vikingo then jumps off the ring post and then hits the Destroyer onto the apron. Holy fucking shit, Gable just fucking died. And then Chad kicks out. Vikingo situates Gable onto the table. He then gets pushed onto the other ringside. Gable then sits him onto the table and executes a wonderful moonsault through that shit. Gable and Vikingo start slapping each other up. Vikingo then misses a tornado enziguri. Gable then snaps on the ankle lock. Vikingo then lands on his feet off of the German suplex and hits an enziguri. Vikingo's leg is hurting now, and he hits a Poison Rana off the top rope. The irony is hilarious in that statement. Vikingo hits the Meteoroa into the corner, scales the top rope, and then nails the 630 senton on Chad Gable to retain the AAA Mega Championship. And yeah, I think in conclusion, recommend me some more crazy ass crossover events like this, because that's how Worlds Collide 2025 ended.